an array of fighter jets, including A-10 Warthogs, which are seen right now. You're looking at it on screen. This comes after 1 week after the House passed the National Defense Authorization Act, earmarking $100 million to train Ukrainians to fly American aircraft. They came, they trained. Will they have planes? Here to react, Fox News senior strategic analyst and retired four-star General Jack Keane. General, are they going to get these planes?
Yeah, there's no doubt they're going to get them. It's a question of what airplanes. Likely used F-15s, 16s, A-10s possibly. Also, the Europeans are looking up, giving up their Rafales that are made by France, Typhoon, which is a Euro fighter jet, Gripen, which is a Sweden jet. So, I mean, there's been a major turn here because of what the Ukrainians are asking for. What's really taking place here, Brian, is Ukrainians are preparing for a counteroffensive. They know full well the Russians have expended themselves quite considerably taking the eastern part of the Donbass region. The casualties have been staggering. They've lost hundreds and hundreds of armored equipment in that process, and they're conducting very limited attacks right now. You can better describe them as being stalled on the part of the Russians. This offensive that's being prepared by the Ukrainians, they've been working on it for a number of weeks. It likely takes a more preparation phase, and certainly advanced weaponry and obviously increased fighter capability will be a factor in that. Now, the Air Force Chief of Staff also said, Brian, that it'll probably take 2 to 4 months to make a transition from the fighter you are flying to an American fighter. Now, obviously, greater transition, for doing that than an American pilot transitioning for a couple of months from one American airplane to another. But listen, this is very reflective of the United States is in the lead here, Brian. I mean, the Secretary of Defense and the Chairman of Joint Chiefs of Staff are all in here. They had a meeting this week of over 40 nations supporting the Ukrainians. The rhetoric is pretty strong at those meetings. The execution by some of our European friends is not what it should be. And I know the leaders in the Pentagon are frustrated by that and are banging the table to get more out of them.
So, General, with the HIMARS unbelievably successful, 50 to 80 miles, depending on who you talk to or what you read, but they don't have enough. So, and the only thing I heard, too, is that they've only gotten 40% of what the U.S. has allocated for them. How true is this? How close are we from execution to delivery to Poland or wherever to getting them into the theater?
Well, everything I've seen getting into the theater is pretty good. The artillery that we sent there has been absolutely devastating, and the HIMARS that are there, particularly the precision part of the HIMARS, which is the longer range, have had huge impact on Russia's depots, ammunition storage sites, and particularly what they're using as infrastructure to support their artillery, which is the Russians' main weapon system that they're using to achieve some success. I don't know what that percentage is. We're in contact with Ukrainians also at the Institute for the Study of War. I think the throughput is pretty good in terms of from the time a decision is made to the time it actually gets moving. The problem is, if it's a new weapon system, it gets tied up in the NSC process for a number of weeks. But if it's a system they've already approved, then the Pentagon is just shipping more of it.
Speed matters. General Jack Keane, fingers crossed this thing turns and that major offensive takes place. It'll lift everybody's spirits. Thanks, General.
Yeah, great talking. Have a wonderful weekend.
You too. And by the way, read the Institute of Study of War, ISW, to find out what exactly is going on. Nobody's better.